Hello, this is Pixel Freak, and I'm talking about Fieldrunners 2 Beta. So I've been playing it now on Android for a few days. A couple different versions have come out now, and I have to say it's pretty good. I really don't want to talk too much about the review of the game, which is going to come out sometime after the game actually releases. If you do have an iOS device, the game's already out. It's been out for quite a while on iOS, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that have already reviewed it from that angle. From Android, I really don't want to say anything just because this is the beta. They're still trying to squash the bugs, and I think that that's kind of noble of them to do. Android does have some issues still laying around with some fragmentation, so it's really good to see a higher-end dev on mobile devices approach Android from the perspective of being proactive. You know, they want to get out there, they want to have a bunch of people with a bunch of devices test their game. And I can say, from my end, I've tested it on a couple different devices, 0 bugs. I have found nothing wrong with this. The performance is great, no graphical glitches, no anything. The game just seems to hum right along. So they're doing something right. And I think I would say nothing if the opposite was the case. But it's not, and the game seems to be working just fine. So I anticipate that the release is probably going to be actually pretty, it's going to go over pretty well. The one thing that I have heard some people complaining about with this game, and this is not my experience with the game, this is other people's experience, does have in-app purchases. Now, the first Fieldrunners didn't have those in-app purchases, but I don't find the in-app purchases here to be that big of a deal. The other piece that that people complain about, and I will circle back to how those in-app purchases are implemented, is that Fieldrunners and Fieldrunners 2 is just a plain vanilla tower defense, or at least that's what people say it is. My perspective on it being a plain vanilla tower defense is that may be true, but at the same time, I think that what Fieldrunners is it represents getting the basics right. They do exactly what a tower defense game is meant to be, and they do it perfect execution. Sure, they're not Anomaly, which Anomaly, both the normal one and then there was the Korea one, also both great games. Those are amazing games. I'm really psyched for Anomaly 2, which is coming out sometime this year, I believe. Those are great games because they take the tower defense, turn it on its head, they make it a tower offense game, and they innovate. They've done something tricky, and so it's something fresh and unique. Then you have a game that's like Radiant Defense, which is, again, the kind of same old tower defense, but what they've done there is they've kind of hyper-stylized the game. So both the art, the graphics design, and the music, which I think there was only one track in that whole game. How did we not get sick of that track by the end of playing hours and hours? Those guys just nailed how the art in a tower defense game should be, and that made that game very, very enjoyable. Fieldrunners 2, though doing some decent things with art, they're really not doing anything super out of the box. They're really not standing out for anything except for just doing the basics right. So my opinion on Fieldrunners and Fieldrunners 2, because Fieldrunners 2 really it is a complete sequel. In many ways, the way that I've talked about sequels is it's the same game as the first one. You just increase the graphics, you make the gameplay a little bit smoother, and everything's bigger and flashier, and there's more stuff. That's what Fieldrunners 2 has seemed to do for Fieldrunners 1. The guns look a little bit better, the gameplay's a little bit better, and there's more stuff in the game. These games really, they just get the fundamentals right, and I think just having that makes this a great game. So for iOS, the game came out, it's $5. I'm not sure what it's going to be on Android. For $5, I'm going to have to wait to review the whole game before I can say anything, because again, I don't want to get too much into how mechanics work because this is a beta. I do want to explain the in-app purchases though, because some people have complained about the way that they work. The in-app purchases in this game don't seem to impact the natural progression of the game, and that's where I usually have a problem with in-app purchases or freemium games, is that you're paying to win rather than paying for fringe things. In this game, there's 2 different little unlockable type currencies. There's stars, which you get a star for each level you beat, each difficulty, you get a star. So casual, you get a star, medium, you get a star, and tough, you get a star. And that goes that way for each level. So as you progress through the game, if you've unlocked a certain amount of stars, you unlock a certain amount of guns. In the event that you are too impatient for that, or if you're just not very good at tower defense games, you can use your coins, which you get for playing through each level, to unlock where those stars would come into play. Now, it does take a lot of coins, but you get a decent amount playing through each different level, so you can build them up and unlock them that way. You can buy coins if you'd like to buy coins. You can't buy stars because stars are the unlocking mechanism. They're basically your reward for beating a level on a certain difficulty. But you can buy tons of coins if you'd like to and just unlock everything right away and play through it. But the natural progression of the game is just to unlock everything by stars and kind of earn your keep as you go through. So the purchases in the game are completely unnecessary. You do not have to pay to win this game. And in that way, I think it's a perfectly fine to pay paid for app. Now, I'm not sure what the price will be. We'll have to see what that is. But for most part, I've enjoyed myself so far in the game. And of course, the beta really only includes the first couple levels. So I haven't seen a whole lot of the game, but I'm looking forward to getting my hand on the full copy. So that's really all I have to say right now about Fieldrunners 2 Beta. Check it out when it comes out. I'm not sure what the release date's going to be, but I think it's going to be someday soon. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, this has been Pixel Freak.